Hey, what's going on, guys? Alexander here, Highwinds EDC, and today we are going to be taking a video cue from the Dutch Knife Brothers, who recently put out a video called their 5 Knives for Life. I'm going to do mine how I feel like I should do it. I will link that video hopefully down in the comments if YouTube will let me, but yeah, I want to get started on it, and we're going to get into this one by first talking about I guess they call it like a truck knife or something that you would take to beat on or whatever. I have a couple of options for this, so let's get into that really quick. Let me see. I'm going to lay them out here, I'm going to show you, and then I'll do an overhead view. So I have 3 options for a truck knife, something that you can get you out of a bind. You can go just take it to work, beat on it, keep it in the vehicle, something that you wouldn't necessarily want to lose. And here are my 3 options. The first is the Kizer Smolt. Okay, this is a good EDC fixed blade. I really like it. I've been carrying it for a long time now. Sorry. You gotta get a look at the knife, not me. Sorry. Trying to get this to focus in. There it is, the Kizer Smolt. It's been a great EDC fixed blade, 154 cm steel, black micarta handles with a wood inlay. This is a great little EDC fixed blade, and you can definitely, it's a full tang fixed blade. So there's that. The next I have is this well-used, this is the Petrified Fish Beluga in blue denim micarta, and I believe the steel is N690 steel, which is a good steel. It's a nice full tang fixed blade as well. For plenty of grip. It's a lot larger than the Smolt. So there's that. This is the size comparisons as well for these. Take a look. All right. And so it's a fuller size fixed blade. Now, the reason why I got the Beluga was because I was looking for a knife very similar to the SE3 that I had gotten loaned, and I really liked carrying the SE3. So the last fixed blade truck knife candidate is this Schrade knife. Now, this one has seen a lot of use. I've taken this one camping with me. I have taken this one hiking with me, and I really do like having it, because it is a wonderful just beater knife, like especially for a truck. And this one comes with black canvas micarta. I'm not entirely too sure on the steel, but it is just a cheap Schrade fixed blade. And I say cheap because if you go look online on eBay or some of the what do you call them, the online websites, then you will be able to get this for like less than $20 or $30. Which is great. But this one was given to me by a dear friend of mine. I helped him move at one point in time. He had a lot of heavy furniture. He knew I was a knife guy, and so Daniel Sudnick, a good friend of mine, gave me this awesome fixed blade. And ever since then, every time I went hiking or camping or something like this, I would take this in my backpack, and I would help, it would just help run camp for the most part. Great fixed blade. And let's compare its size next to the Beluga. It's a lot larger for a truck knife. There you go. So these are the 3 knives, and these are their sheaths respectively. And this is kind of more or less how, how they carry. I had this one on a, what do you call it? The discreet carry clip. And I was carrying it on my belt, and I think that was a bad idea, so I switched it to these belt loops. And then this one, of course, is like this nylon sheath. So these are my 3 candidates that I have that I would feel confident in trying to carry for a truck knife. And the decision that I actually make is the Beluga. Now, this one's seen a lot of use. I need to clean it up. I used to cut it open with concrete bags and stuff with this one just to try to get it to use it. It's got a nice, almost 90-degree angle on the spine. Trying to get it there. The N690 steel does leave a lot to be desired, but it's not always about the steel. Sometimes it's just what is comfortable in hand, what you know can take a beating, what you know you can bring back to life with a sharpener, whether it's a field sharpener, whether it's a honing rod or whatever, and the N690 does do that for me. Nice full tang, and it's plenty sturdy for the things that I get into, and this would be easy to put as a truck knife. I can carry it scout carry right now, but it does come with the, I forget what you call this, but like the tech lock, there it is, and that'd be really cool. So truck knife per se would be the Petrified Fish Beluga. I haven't done a review on this one because I just kind of got busy with moving and stuff, and so yeah, Petrified Fish Beluga. Oops. Really, really good knife. Be very careful. Don't try to catch a falling knife, guys. But yeah, I put this little leather lanyard on it. I like the blue denim micarta. It just reminds me of, I don't know, it just reminds me of blue jeans. So yeah, there's that. Now the next category, I only really have one like legitimate like option, I would say. I kind of have two, maybe three, but I'm just gonna kind of go with the only real option that I actually really use. The other ones aren't really even consideration, but the number one contender would actually be this Kaiser Smoltz. Now I don't love it for food prep and being in the kitchen because it is got a very thick blade stock. So that being said, the only kitchen knife that I have, this has been my one and done kitchen knife. It is the only answer for me in my collection, is my Benchmade Meat Crafter. Now this is designed for meat and filleting and stuff like that, but I use it for everything. It is nice and thin. I use it for my tomatoes. I use it for chopping up. Sorry, I need to make sure that this screen is focusing up on the knife and not me. It is this Meat Crafter. This is the first iteration of the Meat Crafter. It had the orange, I believe, I don't even know what the material is, but it's like this orange rubber, and it's like for hunters and stuff like that, and it's been a great knife. I really, really enjoy it. I really like it. Sorry, get focused. There it is. I really enjoy it, guys. It's a good one that I use. I try to keep it as sharp as possible. This came with Benchmade's first iteration of the Select Edge, which is a 14 degrees on both sides edge, super thin blade stock, really, really thin, almost a laser. This knife was scary when I got it. I was very intimidated by it because of how sharp it was. The blade steel is 154 cm, a decent kitchen steel. It's probably not the best, but it does come back to life with a little bit of stropping, a little bit of honing. I have not sharpened this knife yet because it stays pretty sharp. I'm not using it to baton or anything like that. It just cuts up fruits, vegetables. It cuts up turkey, you know, that's right around the corner for at the time of recording this video. I don't carry it, obviously, but if I ever had to, this Benchmade like taco or pancake style sheath, I could probably, you know, run a loop through there or run some sort of tech lock through the loops or whatever, and it would just be good to go for outdoor stuff. I have not taken this one camping with me. This has been like an at-home knife, and I got it for myself a couple years back. I think it was like for it was the first year it came out, so whenever that was, and the price on it was okay for me. I was comfortable spending it because I kind of knew this was going to be like my one and done. Since then, they've come out with some that have like better blade steels. They've even come out with a knife called the Raghorn in Crewwear that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd actually really like that as a kitchen knife, but I don't know, it's just silly. So that is my contender for kitchen knife, sorry. All right, so the next category we're gonna call like our work knife, a knife that we take to work and we use as a beater at work. Now, this can be kind of up in the air. A lot of people would choose a fixed blade, a lot of people would choose a folder. Just depends on how robust there are. I only really have a couple of, I use all my knives for work. So we're gonna kind of just go down the thought process behind this. I kind of already have my mind made up on what knife I'm gonna pick. I'm kind of doing this with you guys as I go. I already know my collection. It's a very small collection, but let's go ahead and get into it on this. So here are my options kind of more or less for EDC like work blade. This is the Benchmade Vector. It's kind of the number, it's not going to zoom in, is it? Sorry, the 496. Sorry, the Benchmade 496. This is the Andrew Demko 8020.5 and S35VN steel. This is the Andrew Demko 8020.5 in the sheep's foot with RGT, rock scale design scales on it. And then of course this is one you've already seen that I've been taking to work every single day, and this is the Kaiser Smolt. Now a lot more people would vote for this one because it's like the fixed blade, it's a work knife or whatever, and they'd be right. I might not pick it this go round for these purposes because these are the four that I have for me. Another contender probably could be the Spyderco Native 5. Move all these up. Which this is a great knife. This Spyderco Native 5 is a great knife, but I would consider this more of like an EDC knife for just regular everyday, not super hard work, but just a regular EDC knife, which I really like this knife. But this one is actually going to be scrubbed from the list. It's not going to make it even into consideration. So I'm left with these four to choose from. Now, if you guys know me, you know I love to be able to access my knives with one hand, to deploy and to be able to close with one hand, disengage with one hand. So fixed blade is great for that because you just need one hand to pull it in and out of the sheath, and boom, like there you go. You go to work, you can either do that. I've gotten this leather pocket sheath kind of broken in for the most part, so it comes in and out really easily. Like it's not a big deal anymore. But the reason why I wouldn't choose this one is because it's relatively new. I am in the honeymoon phase with it. I have been taking it to work with me every single day, and it does the job. It does what I want it to, and I really like it. But for me, there's a couple of other reasons why I would choose one of these knives. So let's eliminate one more, okay? It'll kind of help me, help you guys get my thought process. I am going to eliminate this Demko 8020.5 in S35 VN steel with a Tan G10 handles. And the reason why is because even though like it is like more of the all-around work knife, as far as blade shape, as far as disengagement of the lock, as far as aesthetics and stuff like that, it is the newest iteration of the 20.5, I believe, with the big pivot and the S35 VN steel. I have other reasons. And the reason why is because out of these two knives right here, the Benchmade Vector and the Andrew Demko 8020.5, you can hear the action. This one's on bearings and this one's on washers. And that actually is important to me because this one's on, I believe this one's on bearings. I can't remember what I swapped it to. No, I think this one's on washers still. Yeah, this one's on washers still. But anyways, so I'm left with these two knives. Now, what would you guys pick? Me, I personally love the Demko 20.5, and the reason why these are the only two left is because both of these knives were gifts from my spouse, from my wife, my wonderful, beautiful wife, Alyssa. This is the first gift my wife ever got me. It was a Valentine's Day gift when we first got together. She was like, hey, what do you want for Valentine's Day? And I said, hey, I got this knife, and she went out and she got it for me, and I really appreciated her for it. So this is the first gift my wife gave me. This is a Christmas gift that my wife gave me a year after we got married. This was the Demko 20.5 she got for me. This says Alex and Alyssa, and it has the year, come on. It has the date of when we got married. Not only that, but I have these beautiful scales on it from Rockskill Designs, the Hexi. I had my friend Parker Cerakote them a beautiful green for me because that is my color. And yeah, I mean, this thing has just seen a lot of pocket time. I really love this knife. So for practicality's use, I get to pick a knife that my wife got me, and that is awesome. But for me, it would have to be the Benchmade Vector. This was my first Grail, guys, and my wife got it for me. And I love to use the crap out of this knife. It's a good, robust knife. It's a little bit bigger than, I believe, the Chris Reeve knives On for perspective. It's a very handsome knife. It fits my green aesthetic. I really love OD green right now. I've had this on there for years. I can deploy with one hand because it is spring assisted. Now that may be something that you guys don't appreciate, and that's fine. I like it because I can deploy, and let's say this table right here is, or let's even say my arm, whenever I disengage the lock, I can just press it up against my leg or my arm or the wall that I'm nearby, and boom, I can just disengage the lock. There's a safety on it. So, I mean, it's good. It's a good knife. I love the recurve. I used to love the idea of a recurve, and I think I've talked about it. It's like if you're cutting rope or something and you're pulling against it, there's something for the cut to go into instead of fall out of, which is really important to me. So that's why for my work knife, my work EDC, I would choose this. This is the Benchmade Vector. Cool. I'm gonna kind of go a little out of order here. Just kind of what my like dress knife would be, what like my handsome, like if I'm gonna like get out, get ready and go like out to dinner or whatever, or have like a wedding that I'm going to attend or whatever, like my fancy carry for the most part. And I have a couple of options. So let's just get into those. I have the 1, 2, okay, and we'll go ahead and throw this one in there as a third and a fourth, maybe a fifth. But let's get into it. All right, so let's take a look. The candidates are the Pena Knives Fixed Blade. This is the sheep's foot version with custom micarta scales from Sid over at Sid's Customs. Really love this. It's got the satin finish M390 blade. I got the lanyard on it, custom Kydex sheath from Sid Customs as well. That's a great little fixie, very tiny. Look, fits in the palm of my hand. Very, very small fixed blade. Next would be my Pena Knives Slip Joint Apache. This is just a very classy knife. I can wear it on, I wear a belt everywhere. I'm hardly ever wearing like anything other than a belt, like suspenders or something like that. And I always have this sheath. It's either this sheath, this little sheath right here. Where's it at? Where'd it go? I guess I didn't bring it with me, but I have it in a leather slip of some kind, and it's just really nice. This is a K390 Knife Center exclusive Pena Apache that I have had for, pretty much ever since it came out. I'm a huge Pena Knives fan. You can even see the patina. It comes in a special K390 blade steel, which this K390 has been heat treat tested online a couple of times, and it comes in at a high heat treat, the K390. They didn't skip out. And then it also has these awesome micarta inlays. This is considered like an orange micarta and a black micarta. So I really, really, really love this one. So yeah, and the Apache is always really good. And another one, you guys are gonna see a theme here, it's gonna be kind of funny, is the Pena Apache Custom that I have. This is a great EDC fixed blade, not fixed blade, a great EDC dress knife. It is my only custom in the collection right now. So like that's kind of where I have it at. I really like it. It's got this beautiful micarta. I haven't seen explicitly what it's been called, but it is a micarta made by Greg Henson, a very prominent G-Carta maker. And I've taken to calling it the red dirt micarta because it's just kind of got this beautiful brown wavy pattern. It looks like red dirt from back in Texas. It's got this beautiful titanium shield, red G10 liner, and it's just a great thing. And so if I'm not carrying the slip joint, that I'm carrying this in the same sheath that I showed you before. It's a little belt sheath. The next candidate we have is the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt, which is like a dressier classic knife. It's titanium handles. This one was dressed up by friends for me, and Magna Cut blade. It's kind of tricked out for me. It was made for me by some friends, and so yeah, this is a contender for the best dress knife. And then lastly, we have another Pena knife. This is my Pena Mula with red fat carbon. I forget what they called it. It was like, yeah, red fat carbon. Let me see. Sorry, to stop trying to look for my eyeballs. It's a Pena Mula, M390 blade steel, satin blade finish. titanium milled clip, which I really love. It's got silver like bolsters. No, what like a pivot collars, really beautiful. Frame lock knife, front flipper, thumbs to deployment, all that good stuff. Like everything a cool pinion knife would be. So let's pick. So guys, I already kind of know which one I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna start by eliminating the ones and I'm gonna tell you why. The first two I'm gonna eliminate are these two. Even though they're like my aesthetic, the Pena fixed blade and the Pena slip joint, they're really classy and stuff. I do consider the Pena slip joint more of a workhorse of a knife, especially with that K390 steel. It is a really, really nice knife. I really like it, but I'm just gonna have to get rid of it. Even though I love it, it's my only slip joint. I'm never getting rid of this. I'm thinking of like my gentleman's carry. Slip joints can be considered gentlemanly, but they're also known for like being out in the rough and stuff. And this knife is gonna go to one of my sons. I don't know which one yet. I have to figure it out because this knife is also gonna go to one of my sons. So it's just kind of like as they get older, I have to decide which of these is gonna go to one of my sons. They have really great heirloom factor, and that's why I've kept them for so long. But this is a fixed blade, and I don't know if I necessarily want to keep it as my gentlemanly carry because, you know, it's a fixie. I'd rather have a folder in this circumstance. So we're putting those away for now. And we are left with these three. Now, I'm not going to tell you why I'm going to disqualify the next two because what I'm about to tell you may make sense to you. These are not going to be my gentleman carry. Okay, they're just not. I love them to death. They're really good, important knives in my collection. So let me tell you the story about this one. This is my Pena Knives Mula. It's an X series, so it's not a custom, but it's got the satin blade finish, M390 blade steel, red fat carbon inlays on both sides. This is the knife that I carried when I got married. So my wife is a very important person in my life for very obvious reasons, and so I started carrying this knife. Every anniversary I've carried it. My wife and I have been married for 2 going on 3 years. So every day for our anniversary, we got married in the month of February. I run the Fixed Blade February Challenge. On the 12th of February, I carry this knife. I don't carry a fixed blade, I just carry this knife because it's important to me. I carried this for the birth of my daughter, and so this knife is not going anywhere. I love it so much. I carry it for important things, like the most important things, like a night on the town, maybe not. Since it's like more of a tactical style knife, I might not carry it out, but I would carry it every date night. If it was the only choice that I had. I would carry it out to church if it was the only place that I could carry, like my gentlemanly carry knife. I'd carry this to a wedding. It's nice and sharp and sophisticated. I just really, really love the lines and how simple this knife looks, but also how intricate it really, really is. So there's that. That's why this is my gentlemanly carry knife, okay? I hope you guys understand that, why I picked this one. Even though I do have a Pena Custom, which would more, since it's a custom, obviously it's worth more. I would love to keep and carry this knife as my gentlemanly carry, but I think the sentimental value of this knife has just more weight in my life than the Apache. All right, so now let's see what we've covered. We've covered the truck knife, we've covered the kitchen knife, we have covered the take to work knife, we have covered the gentlemanly carry, classy carry style knife. Now we are going to talk about the EDC knife of our choice, like what we would carry just like every single day, no questions asked. So I have a couple of contenders for that. I have multiple carry methods. Well, not multiple carry methods. I'll strike that from the record. Here are my 3 candidates for that. We have the Spyderco Native 5. Now this is a very customizable blade. I have customized mine to be dyed green. It's the RIT dye dark green color for those of you who are curious. I've had that question asked me a lot, especially on Facebook and stuff, the FRN scales. I've been wanting for the longest time to make a Frankenstein out of this because I love the MagnaCut blade. And I would like to get the guts from a G10 version because they have washers, they have all of the hardware and stuff, and then try to like get somebody to make me some micarta skills so I can do that with this one. But I really like it. I do love the blade shape. I love the lock back. I love Spyderco's spoon style pocket clip. I just really, really love the Native 5. And the next candidate we have is, again, you've seen this knife before already, is the Pena Knives Apache. I would carry this knife every single day, even if it was a custom, and I would use it every single day because it is my first and it is my only custom. And I really love it. I really adore this knife. It's me, it's my aesthetic. It's one of one. There is a trapper. I believe there's a full set of this Red Dirt micarta handle. So there's like a trapper version, I think there's a Zulu version, and then there's this Apache, and there may be one more, I'm not entirely sure, but in the wild, I've only ever seen this one. And I've seen the trapper, but only on like online stores, and it's already been sold out for a long time now. So the third option that I have is this Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. And guys, if you know the history of my channel, if you've been a follower for a little while, you're gonna know why I picked this knife. The Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. This is a very important knife to me. I kind of already mentioned it. This is super customized to me. This is my EDC. Every day I carry it as much as possible. If I'm not carrying a Demco, if I'm not carrying a Pena, I'm carrying an Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Now, the reason why this has such sentimental value to me is because I do think it is the perfect EDC fixed blade. I do think it is the perfect EDC knife. A lot of people who have them love them. A lot of people who keep them in their collections love them. There's a reason why they were so popular, why they were able to be sold at an up jump market rate a couple of years ago. But the reason why this one's special is because this one was a gift to me from a very dear group of friends. A couple of years back, one Christmas, we decided to do a Secret Santa in our friend group, and I'll link the video down in the comments. But this knife, we all did the Secret Santa, and they led me to believe that we were doing like a $50 Secret Santa in this group of like, 9 of us or whatever. I think it was almost 12 at the time. I can't remember exactly, but everybody was like, yeah, Secret Santa, and they were kind of hyping it up. Oh, you're gonna like what I got you. Oh, you're gonna like what I got you. And somebody had gotten my name, and they're like, hey, Alex, you're gonna like what I got you. Like, everybody was just it was a Secret Santa thing, and we were just kind of all hyping it up. Well, lo and behold to me that it was just a ruse. These guys, they got together in a separate group message, and they said, hey, let's get High Winds Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. I don't know who led the charge on that. I just know that they came together. So what they did was they got a secondary market Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. They sent it to my friend Parker. Parker did all of the anodization. So you can see the bronze anodization on the hardware is a little faded away. Sorry. It's a little faded away on the screws, the pivot, screw, and stuff, but that's because I carry it every day. The clip was like real bronze. That has since faded away, but I carry it a lot, so, it's okay. I can always send it back to Parker and give it. On the inside, there is it says, Merry Christmas, Alex, and it has a verse, Proverbs 17:17, I believe. And it just talks about brotherhood. And they were like, hey, whenever you get your Secret Santa in High Winds, you need to do an unboxing, and you need to let us know as soon as you post it or whatever. And so here I am. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'm going to get this cool little like $50, whatever it was at the time. We had agreed on the price, and they surprised me. And they surprised me with a beautiful card where they hand wrote a card for me that they sent it around the card. Everybody was able to sign it, and it finally made its way to me. And so did this Roosevelt, and I did the unboxing, and it was a great surprise. It was a very emotional moment for me. I know it sounds weird, but if you go back and you watch that video, it was one of my favorite videos to record. You'll know why this is my all-time favorite knife. Like, this knife plus the one that my wife got me are the two most special knives that I have in my collection. So one I would take to work, and one I would just use for everyday things. yeah, that's where this video is. So let's get a rundown. The truck knife we did say was the Petrified Fish Beluga with Blue Jean Denim micarta scales. It's got multiple carry methods. You can throw a ulti clip on there, you can throw a tech lock on there, you can throw these loops on there, and there's that. My kitchen knife of choice is the Benchmade Meat Crafter. This is the only kitchen knife that I own that's like not a regular Walmart kitchen knife, you know. So there's this one, it's really cool, I love it. And then what did we say was next? The work knife is the Benchmade Vector Recurve 20 CV steel. I don't know if I mentioned that before, I'm sorry. With this like recurve Tonto like compound grind and satin blade finish. I really love this knife. It's my first grail. It's the first knife that I ever saw Benchmade that I was like, I have to have that. If I get it, you know, whatever. My gentlemanly slash dress up carry is my awesome Pena knives. Mula, you gotta have a Pena. Like, you can't be high winds and not have a Pena as an option. So there you go. There is the Pena Mula with lava flame red fat carbon. This was a Cranes Cutlery exclusive, by the way. I feel like I should mention that. I was able to get it on the secondary market, and I've kept it ever since. And frame lock knife, beautiful M390 blade steel. And finally, my one and done EDC is my Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to mention that there is a lasered in Texas pattern right there. It's gonna be mirrored on your guys' end. I'm sorry about that. But it was laser engraved because I am from Texas. Texas pride is very important to me. So yeah, that's it. These are the knives. These are my 5 knives for life. Just an overhead view of what they look like, how they act. Just, you know, there's the truck knife, well beat up, like definitely deserves the title of truck knife. There is my kitchen knife. Really like it. Maybe a better blade steel on the next one, but for me, this is the Meat Crafter. Really love it. Love my Benchmade Vector, first grail. Beautiful. I mean, look at the wear on that clip. You know, beautiful bolsters. These can be. I can have these sent off, and I can have somebody make them in like micarta or something like that. So that's also an option. And yeah, it does have a flipper. I did fail to mention that. So spring assisted. This is the Pena Knives Mula, runs on bearings. This is a really, really awesome folding knife. I really like it. The Pena Knives Mula is actually one of my favorite patterns that Pena has designed. So that's also that. That's why I haven't gotten another one, because like this is like the perfect one. Other than the Tonto versions that he recently released, this is like the perfect Pena Mula for me. And then of course the wonderful and always iconic Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Just look at the wear. Let's just take a moment to really appreciate how much time I have put into carrying this knife. Multiple snail trails, that Texas that's just like become so like just me. I don't know how else to say it. The bronze hardware, the clip that is just like too beat up for its own good. The blade that just keeps on coming back for more. I have sharpened this thing multiple times and it just keeps on giving. The thin, ultralight nature of this knife, just, it is the perfect EDC knife for me. So yeah, there they are, guys. I really hope you enjoy this video. I thought it was a very great I thought it was a very great topic for everybody to just kind of get on board with. I really like it. I really enjoy this challenge. But these are my 5 knives for life. This would be all I would really need. Got a truck knife, kitchen knife, technically 2 work knives, but this one's more for EDC. I want to talk about some honorable mentions before it gets to be too late. One of the honorable mentions that I have is the Pena Knives Fixie. I really love this one. This one's got great heirloom factor. I really love this knife. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it. I love how Sid customized these scales for me in this awesome brown micarta. And then, of course, The one that was really hard not to put on this list, was my Pena Knives Apache. Definitely one of the harder ones to try to assign to one of these categories, but ultimately it probably could have been swapped out with this, but I don't carry the Apache for my anniversary. I carry the Mula for my anniversary. So that's kind of ultimately what made the decision. Even though it's nice to have in the collection, it is not one of the 5 for life. And I'm proud to say that because, hey, at least I don't have to put these, at least I don't only have to carry these 5 knives. I have a whole other set that I get to carry. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.